Hey, good morning. It's Monday Madness coming at you live from Franklin County, Virginia. I'm your host, Mitchell Bupp. Come on down and join us on Revolution.Radio, Studio B, Mondays and Tuesdays and Thursdays and Fridays. Yeah, hump day, I've got to roll over, man. Sorry, it's just the truth. Yeah. Hey, good morning, Johnny. God bless you, my friend. Waiting on, of course, Revolution Radio to wrap up their stuff. Don't forget, you can catch us live on rumble.com, on locals.com, YouTube, and even Facebook. But I don't know how it's shadow banned over on those platforms. Oh, come on, baby. Don't hit your bone. Don't chew your bone, baby. We got enough bones to chew on this morning. Jiminy fucking Christmas. And the Supreme Court is going to give us another gift coming up shortly. Of course, Donald Trump's efforts to end birthright citizenship. That's coming down the road. So yeah, get ready. It's it's a lot of stupid shit going on. The U.S. Donald Trump now trying to disengage from Iran. You know, he's already stuck his dick in the infected pus hole of the Jewish Zionist societies. I guess he's got jades. I don't know. Yeah, Donald Trump is inflicted with a Jewish disease. Yeah, it's like the American people and Donald Trump realizing that he got conned. No Screaming Eagle shit. Donald Trump got conned. That's yeah, that's the indication of it all. All right, we got about 20 seconds till we get live over here on Rev Radio. I gotta double check my settings. Hey, after all, you know, I've done a 2-hour show on mute already. Okay, it didn't sound real good. It was kind of quiet. But, yeah, it got recorded. No, it didn't. It got silenced. Yeehaw! Good morning, Revolution Radio. God bless you guys over there. Don't forget to, if you get a chance, support Revolution.radio. Yeah, the one of the places where, well, censorship is not really happening. So come on down and join us, ladies and gentlemen, and let's get the straight truth. Not that mainstream fucking bullshit that we get all around everywhere. Well, I guess the first thing we need to do is, hey, baby dog, let me borrow your bone. Let me borrow your bone. Yes, I know. I'm going to put it up for the show, okay? I'm sorry. Don't look at me with those eyes. I had to take dog bone, otherwise you'd hear crunch, crunch, crunch through the whole show. God bless America. Well, anyway. Yeah, Donald Trump quickly trying to figure out where he went wrong. And who led him astray. Well, I think it's pretty simple and it's pretty straightforward. Who led Donald Trump wrong and Donald Trump astray? It didn't take that much, in all honesty, to how should we say, to surround Donald Trump and then to get him to go your direction and fulfill your agenda instead of the Make America Great agenda again, instead of making America great again, Donald Trump decided to, well, we'll have the deep state make themselves great again. Yeah, poor Donald Trump. His ego got in the way of his presidency, and it has led to his downfall. Okay? That's right. Donald Trump's thirst to prove to everybody that he's the hero of the world, and he deserves that Nobel Peace Prize, or that Nobel Police Prize, maybe is a better way to describe it. I mean, it really just goes to those who further the New World Order agenda, let's be honest, okay? Did he find another one? He might have another bone stashed under there, so if I hear crunching. I gave him a paper towel roll the other day. But anyway, yeah, that's how it is, okay? So, wow. So this so-called war in the Middle East that Donald Trump is in the, how should we say it, in the midst of, okay? Now, listen, you're gonna see bullshit headlines, okay? We've sent about another 13 to 14,000 troops to the Middle East, on top of what we've already had there. Okay, I want everybody to realize that. Okay, because now they're, all of the Democrats and the propaganda headlines are reading 50,000 American troops in the Middle East. Well, that's pretty much on an average day, isn't it? How the U.S. has military bases around the world. Just trying to see where I can put my feet so I don't step on the doggy. Yeah, so anyway. Remember, it was Tulsi Gabbard. It was Pete. It was Joe Kent and other people that told Donald Trump that, look, this isn't such a hot idea. That the intelligence, kind of points a different way than what you believe. And Donald Trump said, well, fuck you. You don't believe me? I'm just going to cut you the fuck out and not worry about you. And I'll just listen. I'll just stick my head up the Mossad's ass and I'll suck Israel's tit till it's dry. That seemed to be the game plan of not just Donald Trump in the end, but those that surrounded and isolated Donald Trump, okay? Let's be honest, it's just like pedo Joe Biden, the CIA cracker president, all right? After all, everybody wanted to feel his hairy blonde legs. God, Joe. I mean, what a fucking sick-ass bastard president, man. Anyway, think about the circle of confidants and agents and everybody else that was surrounding Joe Biden. They keep Joe Biden in office for 4 years when he should have never been he should have never been in the election to start with. Okay? The CIA still can't find 24 million votes from that vanished from 2020 to 2024. It's just like, where did it go? Hey, those fake digital data points add up quickly. That's what I'll tell you. Anyway, now Donald Trump has set out this so-called game plan by these retards. They must be hand-picked retards, okay? Because these aren't your average fucking assholes, strategists that are misleading Donald Trump, okay? Now, it was Alex Jones said a couple days ago, he says, look, they couldn't kill Donald Trump. COVID didn't kill, effectively neutralize Donald Trump. The Epstein files and stuff didn't neutralize Donald Trump as a force, but certainly him kissing the testicles of Bibi Netanyahu. Yeah, imagine some fun little funky shit goes on in them back doors in those offices between those world leaders. Do they just fondle each other, or what the fuck do they do? Well, anyway, Donald Trump, as I said before, his own ego blew him out. And it started him down that road to perdition. And can he come back from it? Sure. He can lay it out and say, look, I was told this by the Israelis, and that was a lie. The Israelis continue to do this to create the war, and it but the truth is, Israel's no different than the fucking cucks in Europe when it comes to Ukraine. They want that war to continue. They don't want peace. They want all of Ukraine's ass. Okay. Let's not differentiate so much, because these theaters of war, of world war, right? Let's be honest, world war. Now the United States of America has allowed, they say they allowed, and I just think that's propaganda. Okay? I just think that's propaganda. The United States has said that it has allowed the Russian tanker to dock in Cuba, and it was carrying 100,000 tons of crude oil. Okay, I think that was 790,000 barrels of oil, if I remember right. There was one that had diesel fuel, and the one that had fuel oil. It comes shortly after Donald Trump appeared to reverse course on his administration's effective oil blockade of Cuba. Yeah, because it's a legitimate tanker going to a country, and it's Russian. You think you're gonna stop Russian fucking oil tankers on a humanitarian mission? Those are acts of war. Now, this is what I would say. Even all the shit we got going on in the Middle East are all acts of war. I had to laugh because I had to chuckle because I saw another one. Every time you see these maps of greater Israel, guess what? They get greater. It gets bigger. It was hilarious. Okay. Maybe that was kind of the maybe that is the the original, and they cut it down. I don't know. I really don't care. Okay, Israel is a supremacist religion. Islam is a supremacist religion. They're no different than the slave owners of the Democrat Party in the Old South in America, okay? They're all fucked in the head. That's what I have to say about it. And, when they want to immigrate to the United States, they should have to sign a fucking oath. And they do. And they just sign it and go on with their fucking life and don't care. You had better realize that even Muslims who sit quietly while one or two raise hell, they all believe the same thing. They all believe that non-believers must die. So, listen, the political cult of Islam is a fucking cancer on this world. All right? There is, there are different types of cancers on this world. One's Judaism. Let's be honest. And and one is Islam. They do not allow for any freedom of whatever. And here, Donald Trump. Donald Trump is, yeah. Donald Trump is spending our hard-earned debt because it's not money, it's fucking debt. We're so deep in debt, we can't see the top of the motherfucking hole. And as long as the bankers keep giving the shovel so you can dig it deeper, they don't care. The deeper you dig in debt, the more power and more control that motherfuckers have over you. And that goes for you individually. That goes for you, your family units. Okay? Remember, it also goes to your state and local county officials, state officials, and federal officials. And let's not forget the corporations. The corporations that are doing the best are the ones that have the big bank sitting in the side, and they can go out and spend, $2 billion in cash to buy a fucking business of something, and they don't have to go into debt. They start that debt cycle. The debt cycle is a death cycle, if that makes sense. Okay? Anyway, here, comes down to, the United States is running out of debt. All right? Running out of missiles. Running out of bombs and bullets and drones and everything else. And we haven't even gotten in the main part of World War III. Because everybody knows it's going to be nuclear. It's not going to be, what would you call that? Non-nuclear, just regular munitions. The U.S., sending missiles into Russia with just regular bombs on them, or the overpressure bombs like that the Russians have. That they're pretty fucking devastating, in all honesty, because they put out a aluminum aerosol spray of some kind, and man, the rest of that is God. I stepped on something wet the dog had down there. That just makes my morning. Yeah. Anyway, the shipment of crude going to Cuba is a lifeline. Now there is another ship that has diesel fuel, and now I believe that since this one has docked, I believe that the other one will come now and dock. Okay. So yeah, hopefully, hopefully this can become a regular thing. There is a, remember, what was Donald Trump's next move? After he's done fucking with Iran, he's going to invade, he's going to take Cuba. Donald Trump has already stated that. And we have to understand that this is basically the New World Order's game plans, okay? And, Cuba and Iran are a lot different than you might think, okay? Just depends on, I guess, how the people fight back or don't fight back. And in Iran, the more of their religious leaders and the more of their other leaders that you kill, the madder the fucking average person in the street gets. And then they know that's a war directly against the people of Iran. And of course, it is. Because it's Israel, literally trying to project its power across the Middle East. And my prediction in the end, you will never stop Iran from getting a nuclear weapon. Even if they make a strategic agreement, would they do that, Mitch? God, I just had this weird thought in my brain. Remember, Pakistan is supposedly trying to help negotiate with Iran and the USA. But it isn't a negotiation because the U.S. is second in command. I mean, let's be honest. Israel is leading everything there and dragging the U.S. along. And until the U.S. tells Israel to go fucking pound sand, nothing is going to happen. We're looking out that one eye as I scratch this other one, man. Damn, my eyes are always itchy. A part of that Sjogren syndrome shit. That's one of the milder effects of it. But, man, what would happen if Pakistan acting as a mediator between the U.S. and, it's got to be Israel and the U.S., all right? What if an agreement was made that, get this, that Iran will not seek to get a nuclear weapon. However, they will receive a what? They will receive protection under Pakistan's nuclear umbrella. Now, remember, these are both Islamic countries. I think it's a good question. Now, also remember, the supposed deal last year or 2 years ago by Saudi Arabia and Pakistan for actual nuclear warheads to be delivered. Okay. Yeah, it wouldn't be the first time, an ally of the U.S. all of a sudden turned its religious colors or turned itself around. After we provided them a bunch of aid and attacked somebody. But yeah, I think Saudi Arabia has learned after it watched Iraq become the mailed fist of the West. Used by the CIA training and gas, mustard gas and nerve gas wars, supplied by the United fucking States of America. Okay, that's things they don't want to tell you that we were doing, and Democrats were okay with it. They loved it. All right. So. Iran and the Iraq war, 2 million dead, or 2 million Iranians dead. Okay, the military forces on both sides were so fucking stupid. They use nerve gas and mustard gas when the wind was blowing the wrong direction, and it blew it right back on their own troops. I mean, how fucking stupid can you be? Okay. But remember, this war in Iran, while they have a lot of bodies to fight, and it's more like I want to say an insurgency battle than anything. You can't close the Hormuz. You can't force open the Hormuz Strait. I don't see that happening. Okay. I do see this continuing, and expect that Saudi pipeline that they have pumping 7 million barrels a day through to the other port. Expect it to be blown up. Okay. I think the Houthis down in at the Red Sea have started launching rockets and missiles. Oh my! So essentially, a second front is opening up on the U.S. Anyway, this idea that we can invade those islands Trump said yesterday or this morning, or probably yesterday, that the U.S. will destroy Iran's oil wells, Karj Island, without a deal to immediately reopen the Hormuz Strait. Yeah, well, Donald, you got bombs and bullets, but you don't have the ground. I mean, that's just the truth, right? It's the same old shit in Vietnam. If you don't control the ground, you don't control jack shit. Just like in Afghanistan. What they do? They went out and did patrols, just like the fucking clowns in Vietnam. Yeah. People have, how should I say this? Regime change, guerrilla war, these so-called semi-terrorist state actions and stuff. That's not real war. That's like playing half-assed war and never getting the job done. So you and the military and the banksters know you got to fund it forever. Listen, it's going to be at least $1 trillion down the fucking toilet in where? In Iran. Oh yeah, we had another a Saudi Arabian airbase struck by drones and missiles. The U.S. lost a $500,000 AWACS plane. I think they only have 16 or 22. Just like those tanker aircraft, those are those are specialty aircraft. So, yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? Yeah, dozens of more troops wounded. I don't think there were any killed in these latest strikes. But yeah, it's just plain stupid. Okay, it really is. Let's see. Voter ID vindicated by an Obama judge. There will be a voter ID in the state of North Carolina, for all those other peoples. Yeah, well, no duh, okay? Now, can we actually have a real census count? Not an estimate, not a guesstimate, not a whatever, an over and unders and whatever. Even though that gave Democrats like 15 House seats this time around because of the rigging, the way they rigged the reading of the census. Can't we have a real census where illegal immigrants are fucking illegal immigrants? In fact, it should be said, and it should be probably made, that census workers have or should be ordered to call immigration and control enforcement when they have people that are not legal immigrants in America. If you don't have a green card, if you're not in the process and blah, 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 your ass has to go. You may not like it, but what I would say, take the lessons you learned here and go back and fight for your own country to be as nice and as peaceful and as economic viable for you. But for many people, the truth is the economics is the whole key. Okay, but if you can change your world, you can change your destiny. I do believe that, and I know people can change their destiny. Yeah. So, where are we at here? The European Union. That's right. The European Union is finally waking the fuck up. That's right. Never mind the Iran, Israel, U.S. war. Okay, just put that aside. Put Put the flaming pit hole of hell in Ukraine with the Euro Nazis. Put that aside. Put that aside. The EU Parliament told the continent that the continent is on track for a civil war. No screaming eagle shit, dumb fucks. You imported a bunch of people that don't have your culture. They don't have your beliefs. In fact, they rarely use toilet paper. Just shows you're fucking an educated idiot. Alright? I guess the fucking eggheads in the European Union just ain't as smart as they said they was. Well, imagine that. Man, these motherfuckers are so stupid they're fucking coming home to roost. Yeah. It's right on the doorstep. Europe's ruling class has spent decades importing chaos under the banner of diversity. And then they wonder why. What the fuck happened? Why are we now the rape capital of this and that? Why do we have so much Islamization? Why do we have no-go zones? Because you're fucking retarded, okay? You're Fabian socialists all looking to fix a problem that doesn't exist. And for you believe to fix the problem, you have to play the master of the disaster so you can have control out of the chaos. Gee, no shit. Hey, how many British people do you think would take back Liverpool or Birmingham or some of them other fucking poor cities in the UK? Really? You know, the English Republican Army should be fucking established. The Irish Republican Army should be joining them in a fucking battle. In a battle for their fucking nation. I mean, that's just the truth that nobody wants to say. A civil war in Europe? Fuck, no shit. They just had some fucking shithead from Senegal. Yeah, some loving immigrant fuckface Islamic nutjob torched a hundreds of year old Catholic cathedral. Well, it's Catholic. That's why. Yeah. Every mosque across Europe should be fucking stripped down to the fucking floor and thrown in the fucking hog bin. Okay? Really. Really, the remnants of the fucking mosques, maybe we should just put a fence up around all these places and fucking raise hogs right there. That's about the same thing, okay? Europe is finding out the hard way. And there are going to be, I'm telling you right now, there are going to be 1 million plus people in Europe and the UK, citizens of those countries, that will die. That will die in the efforts to push the fucking Muslims back to whence they fucking came from. I think that's a joke. People think that's a laugh, but let me tell you what, you don't understand, and you until you've lived under that, I guess you don't have a clue. I listen to all these fucking dumb fucking liberals here in the United States talking about minority this and minority that. They don't have a fucking clue about the real world and the real fucking darkness that is in this world that masquerades as government and religion both. So, be aware. Keep your head on a swivel. And try to understand the fucking psychology of it all. if you don't understand your enemies, they will use you for cannon fodder. Exactly as Donald Trump is being led down the path of destruction today. Yeah, Civil War. No shit. Hey, who could have saw that coming? Yeah, like fucking 10 miles away, coming down the road at you in a million buffalo thundering herd coming across the prairie at you, and you can't see it. Duh. Well, this shouldn't surprise anybody. United Arab Emirates unveils a jet-powered kamikaze drone. Oh my! You know, usually they just have like a bigger lawnmower motor on the back of it, you know, and those drones have a lot of airfoil or airlifting surface on them. So, you know, it doesn't take how should I say? It doesn't take a whole lot of power, you know, to fly them, but you need more speed today. So they're coming up with that's right, you know, with the rocket kamikaze drones. Okay. Yeah. Pentagon eyes weeks of ground operations in Iran in an attempt to what? To secure the Hormuz Strait. Iran is threatening a tit-for-tat strikes. Iran has agreed to allow 20 Pakistani flagged ships pass through the strait unharmed. There is a narrow strip where the Iranian Republican Guard actually physically verified the ship as it's going through. It's in a 5-mile wide corridor that they're using in the Hormuz Straits. I believe anything outside of that could probably hit a mine or would be blown up. And there was even some Chinese ships that were told, no, turn around and go back and wait. And they did. But anyway, it's not going to de-escalate. Okay, everything we're seeing, everything is a continual escalation. U.S. senators seek to sanction the nation of Hungary in the European Union over obstructing Ukraine aid. Well, you know, fuck that. You know, they're an independent country and they can do what they like. Look, Ukraine has decided to withhold natural gas. That's Ukraine's right to me. Listen, it's Ukraine's right. They don't have to let that gas through from Russia to wherever. But at the same time, don't expect fucking Hungary to have to do and fucking scratch your back. Okay? There must be these mutual agreements that, you know, you don't fuck with my energy, I don't fuck with yours. But, you know, listen, they're Euro-Nazis. And the rest of Europe as well, they're European Fabius. You know, Fabianism. Yeah, I mean, no, they're not tall and long-haired models. No, okay? They're mind fuckers. It's social programming since the late 1800s in the UK and across Europe, okay? Europe has never been conservative, let's be honest, okay? There isn't a conservative bone in any place in the fucking European Union or in the UK. They're a bunch of liberalist cocks just like fucking Canada. Why is that? Because they grew up, but the countries themselves and historical personification of these countries is they have always been dominated and controlled. So they already have their own kind of social communist structure, you know, from a top-down models Fabian socialism. Is this supposed to be this evolution of changing over from having a monarchy and having a big motherfucker and big daddy looking over you like a king and a queen, right? Remember, king and a queen, everything flowed down from them. Everything a peasant or a pheasant or a lord or whatever got. Remember that. So always remember that these countries, they can never think and understand the way we Americans do. Okay? Because they are inherently subjugated, domesticated humans. That's what they're in fucking Canada. That's why they rolled over so quick for social Marxism or whatever the fuck the maple syrup tyranny down there, up north, okay? Think about it. Look at it. Understand. Europe has been domesticated by the kings and the queens in the historical past. It's no different than capturing something in the wild, like capturing the United States in the wild 50 years ago, when or longer, when JFK was murdered, and the modern deep state started this new psychological operation to what? There's a word that liberals like to use. It's called gentrification. It's domestication, okay? And it's literally these fucking shitbag leaders in America. They want you to be domesticated, so you will obey, and all they have to do is use one or a few key words of psychology, and you're like a trained puppy. That's not America. America is not a domesticated nation under this fucking New World Order shit. Yeah. That's the truth that nobody wants to say, okay? Boom. It's just something that is going down, all right? I mentioned later last week about the big ass storm, the cyclone hit northern Australia. The liquid natural gas crisis is going to be went from bad to worse because storm damage is going to add weeks to the restart of the Chevron liquid natural gas distribution center there on the northwest shores of Australia. So that's a big problem everywhere right now. Energy, okay, and here in the United States it is the same way. Now Donald Trump knew, or should have known, that the reality of trying to keep the Hormuz Straits open. All right. Now, Donald Trump was allegedly told that we could do it no problem. And, well, let me just say they lied to Donald Trump. Or they've been playing too many digital fucking war games. They playing Call of Duty and they're and they win and they. Yeah, after they went through 10,000 lives, they got it down. It's, so yeah. So Iran has said, fuck you, and they've started striking back again, yet even today, as they target water and power facilities in Kuwait. Maybe Kuwait can do some more directional drilling, the same way they did when they fucked Saddam Hussein. That's right. You know how they do fracking today in America, that directional drilling, where they can drill down and then they can drill it sideways, right? Remember, that was new technology back in the day when when Iraq invaded Kuwait. Kuwait was using that technology provided by fucking Halliburton to drill into the oil fields, not just one or two, but hundreds of wells that were directionally drilled into Iraqi oil fields and were literally sucking them dry as fast as they could. Okay. Now, little Pappy Bush said that wasn't possible, blah, blah, blah. Well, it was a big fat lie. Was it Pappy Bush or was it Baby Bush? I think it was Pappy Bush. But, yeah, it's crazy stuff, man. I'm telling you. What else we got going on here? Man, I am telling you. Let me get over here to my bookmarks and we'll see. Dun, 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 dun. Leading Democrat. Hey, something I predicted a while ago. Leading Democrat calls for reparations. That's right, reparations for illegal immigrants, okay? Yes, we truly are retardation nation, man, I am telling you. Yes, leading Democrats are calling for reparations. Chicago and other blue cities move towards reparations for African Americans. Pramila J. Powell, a Democrat from Washington, wants reparations for illegal immigrants for the trauma caused by immigration enforcement. And just to make it clear, she wants to make it sure that that they get paid for trespassing in the United States of America. Okay? Well, maybe she's got one of those Somali IQ levels or something. I don't know. It's wholly fucking retarded. And in fact, she is mostly retarded. Vice President J.D. Vance has said that he is looking into and pulling the records of one Ilhan Omar, a congressman from Minnesota. That's right, and her illegal immigration of her brother as her husband. Okay? Fake marriage to bring him to the United States of America, so he wouldn't get deported. Whatever the fucking story is, I don't care. The whole fucking family, the whole Ilhan Omar family, the fucking the mother and the father, the brothers and sisters, they all should be sent back to Somalia. Now, of course, Somaliland and Somalia, of course, are two different places side by side. Somaliland has a regular government and laws and stuff, and Somaliland is basically an Islamic toilet bowl out in the sand, okay? And is run by warlords. Why? You know, Donald Trump, I don't know what the fuck Donald Trump's problem is. I mean, he's going after Iranians. I mean, we should be cleaning up some of this other fucking shit that we started a while back. We unleashed these fucking Islamic crazies. And, you know, we're letting them run havoc through communities to destroy them. And it's just wrong. Okay? Yeah, Representative Maxine Dexter from Oregon, the Democrat, echoed the same mantra. The administration has terrorized our communities. If your communities are illegal immigrants, then they're not Americans, and then you're really not representing your Americans. You're representing foreign powers and foreign peoples. And you should be fucking shot, maybe? I don't know. Maybe that's extreme, but hey. Meanwhile, as the fraud investigations expand across the United States, as it is now estimated that 50% of all of the monies sent to states like Minnesota, California, Maine, and even Ohio and other places, that it's trending 40 to 50% of the monies sent to these states, they were scammed out of it by fuckers. In fact, one of the newest scams, and I made jokes. I remember making jokes about this fucking shit before. Who knew it was reality, right? People living in Mexico. Mexican citizens, all right? Mexican citizens are on the Medicare, Medicaid rolls in California. They came across illegally, blah, blah, whatever. They came across, they signed up, they got Medi-Cal or whatever the fuck you want to call it. But they live in Tijuana. They live somewhere else in fucking Mexico. So Gavin Newsom and the retarded fucking ignorant bastards in the California state government are paying for Mexican citizens to... And you wonder why we don't want a fucking Obamacare. Why the United States government should not be involved in setting entire insurance policies and rates for everybody. Basically, for everybody. And it's all part of this Fabianism, this Cloward and Piven attempt to overload a system, destroy it, fuck it, just completely fuck it wide open. And they come riding in magically with their little solution in a box. Remember, their solution in a box coming to you soon is going to be AI and an implant. So the chip implant can monitor your health. You really will never be able to cheat on a diet again. I just want to tell you that. You won't be able to sneak a cigarette or, do one little line of coke. You won't be able to go out back and sit on the loading dock and smoke a big fat joint at lunch without AI computer chip that they put in you, or they may even listen. This stuff will come in. Imagine if it's just in the band of a hat, like a baseball hat that you put on your head, or a wrist link or something, or something you hang around your neck. The way these devices are escalating, and remember, in this future fast world of AI, that if AI does become sentient or smart enough, it will literally be able to read the future and then bring the future back back to where we are, literally through extrapolation. And in fact, there are many people that believe that this life that I'm living, and all of who you are listening to me, that we are a AI or a simulation of some type from somebody in the future. In 2050, we may be some kid's, science project in school. Now, I guess the question would be, what is sentient and what is not sentient? And then it would be, are we even sentient beings? Are we just these digital blobs of light that are of electromagnetic energy? I don't know. These are big questions. I ain't got. I'm thinking about lunch. I think I'm going to make myself a meatball sandwich. Yeah, I think that's what it's going to be. But anyway, yeah. It's leading Democrats. Democrats leading the way down the fucking toilet hole, down the fucking sewer, faster than, they are the leaders. They are down in the slime. I mean, sending illegal immigrants home is not terrorizing communities. In fact, I would say that the illegal immigrants that are in America are doing more harm than good. Okay? Here's the other thing. We're going to replace them all in the next 10 years with robots. So corporations, here, listen to this. Hear me out. Corporations will not need all of the immigrant slave style labor that they bring in now. And so that's going to be one of the downsides. Like I said, the other part of that is, Democrats counting illegal immigrants so they can literally rack and pack and stack and gerrymander the U.S. House of Representatives. Okay? And I'll tell everybody here in Virginia, vote no. Vote fuck no. Vote hell no on gerrymandering in Virginia. Okay? The CIA puppet, leader is they're straight out, I think the whole nation has to look at Virginia. Okay? They have to look at Virginia, and they have to look at the retarded psychology that Democrats are using. Okay? Now I got to change this around here so I can see it. My neighbor, one of my neighbors got this. Okay? All right? How can you vote yes for a fair election when Democrats want to gerrymander Virginia 10 Democrats to 1 Republican? We even got a lobster. We got a lobster district in the middle of the fucking state. It's fucking crazy. And anyway, this mailer here, this came from California. Okay, somebody from California sat down and wrote that out. Some guy named Jeff. Thanks, Jeff. Thanks for the insult. Okay. Anyway, it's idiocracy on every level that you can think of today. And Donald Trump is, as I said before, Donald Trump is stuck in the middle of meetings, briefings, and memos. He is basically surrounded and taught by, liberal knuckleheads that have a Jewish, in this case, Donald Trump has jumped on that Jewish bandwagon, and he is not worth a shekel to the American people anymore. He has become fucking pretty much worthless. He's gutted himself, whether he knows it or not. Okay? Oh, God, I'm talking through the break. Sorry about that, Rev Radio. I was talking through the break. Yeah. Hey, yeah, FBI Director Akash Patel, who was the victim of a big hack. Somebody hacked into his accounts. Okay, got all kinds of stuff. They were releasing his picture of Kash Patel dancing around the room in his t-shirt and boxer underwears, with like he was primping around for his old lady. Don't do that, man. That's sad. That's a sad state of affairs, man. That's fucked up. It's funny as hell. I'm not going to lie. It is fucking hilarious, okay? So you get a chance, But they're promising other releases of data and information. The same group that hacked Kash Patel has put out a $15 million bounty on Donald Trump. Almost sounds like they're Iranians. Well, they could be the CIA. I don't know. Let me keep an eye on this because, you know, me, I'll talk into it and then I'll leave them dead air for a couple minutes. I don't want to do that. But such is life, huh? I'm going to have to unmute that after it goes out somewhere along the line. And that way the music comes in and I hear it when it starts. And I can turn that off right away. Trump threatens civilian infrastructure. Wow, really? Hegseth praises Jesus and Russia sharing satellite images, of course. F-16s scrambled to fly above Mar-a-Lago over the weekend during the No Kings protest weekend. I mean, you have to hand it to the British. I mean, that, you know, they're so fucking retarded, they dumb as hell. They was 500,000 an estimate of 500,000 British people went out in the streets claiming for Donald Trump's No Kings protest. They do know they have a king, right? I mean, really, the British do know they have a king, right? I mean, 500,000 protesting a No King's Day against Donald Trump, and here they are. They got a king. Did they miss something there? Or was this just the black bloc, Antifa clowns playing? All right, hey, welcome back, Rev Radio. God bless you. Sorry about talking through several minutes of that break. Sorry about that. But you know, when I get on a roll, it's for some reason it's hard for me to stop motor mouthing. But we're gonna start a new have to do new tech practice. But yeah, it's crazy. So let's hit into this second hour of this Monday Madness on this Revolution in the Morning show. Of course, the U.S. Supreme Court is getting ready to take up Donald Trump's birthright citizenship case. Okay. Well, you know, that's you know, I don't think that the application of it on the birth of illegal immigrants and others sneaking into the country, or people flying in for, you know, a birth America citizenship, okay? I just don't think that those people should have that right to be called an American just because their mama dropped their placenta here, okay? And them too. But there are, you know, this 14th Amendment, you know, where slaves were given U.S. citizenship because, well, let's be honest, you know, people were born in the Confederate States of America. That Democrat organization that was a coalition of states that was formed around states' rights to own black people. And, you know, by the time they were done, everybody was a slave and everybody could essentially be owned, but not as on paper as a slave, but as an indentured servant. Okay, it went from kind of bad to worse, but people should know and understand that the Democrat Party was essentially founded by slave owners and people that wanted to control others. Period. End of story. It was an elitist style of thing, I believe. So yeah. What else we got going on here? Bump, ba-dum, bump. The FBI is defending a wholesale unconstitutional practice, or the purchase of data on American citizens from private corporations on the internet. I have said and have maintained that TIA, Total Information Awareness, that wanted to be put into practice by the CIA, the FBI, the spooks of America. And the United States Congress said no. It's unconstitutional to essentially create a file on every American and literally put everything in it. Well, it's illegal for the government to do it. So what the government has decided to do is illegal for them to do. They will design, they will fund, they will operate private corporations that do the same. And then we can just buy that information from them. Okay? The Fourth Amendment is completely fucked today, particularly because of the internet. All right? The ability of the federal government to go to any third-party contractor and say, I want that motherfucker's information. I want his shit. Staples in Roanoke, Virginia, at Tanglewood Mall. Oh, I want Mitchell Bupp's fucking hard drive copied and sent to the Department of Homeland Security. Yes, that fucking shit actually happened. Okay? I wasn't even on the fucking internet doing a lot of shit, you know. But hey, you say the right things. You ask the right questions. That's when you get the fucking ping. That's when you get pinpointed. When you ask the right questions. When you ask the questions like I did during the Iraq War, as when we were going to hang, or when the Iraqis were going to hang Donald Rumsfeld, then Defense Secretary of the United States. Why? Well, don't forget, Rummy was part of the Defense Department and the government that sold Saddam Hussein the weapons of mass destruction to murder, maim, and kill. Now, Saddam Hussein did break his promise. He used it on his own people. He didn't use it just on the Iranians. Yeah. Anyway, that's where the whole, where United States fell apart with Saddam Hussein. Because he used the nerve gas and the mustard gas that the United States of America supplied Saddam Hussein with on his own citizens, and not on the Iranians that we had asked him to gas. That's why I say, all this fucking shit in the Middle East, I mean, just roll that turd back and get to the center of that turd, and you'll find some fucking stupid shit the Americans or the British or some old colonialist did to a nation somewhere. They, hey, they don't care today. Today it's the colorful revolutions. Isn't that special? As long as it's a color revolution, like a rainbow flag. Oh, God, yes. The American people are so fucking naive and stupid. Look, every fucking keystroke that you put online is pretty much saved today. You don't know that, but it's true. All right? Where you go, what you track, and even in some cases who your friends are and what even they say. All right? So, yeah. Kash Patel said the FBI uses all tools, Senator. Thank you for the question. To do our mission, we do purchase commercially available information that's consistent with Constitution and the laws under the Electronic Communications Privacy Act. In other words, they got somebody to click on a fucking box and say, it's okay to spy on me using this app. It's okay for you to save my browsing history. Blah, blah, blah. Send me advertisements. I mean, the question is, if they use all tools, is the FBI sending us the tools, then we surveil ourselves? Because in a lot of times, this could be the case. It's not a question of buying America, fucking knucklehead. It's essentially a work around the Constitution. Period. End of story. Okay? Period. End of story. And AI and the big data blitz, that depends on what's going down. So, yeah. It's crazy. Wow. Europe. The era of deportation has begun. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm laughing. It really sucks for some people's. But I understand what Europe is going through. Okay, I mean they got a lot of violent Africans, a lot of Syrians. They got fucking half the world coming in there to shit in their fucking pond. They're going to swim in the European swimming pool, and they're taking a dump. They're fucking pissing. The pool's turning brown and green and ugly and fugly. And the European people are tired of it. I think it sucks because people that are civilized, maybe is a good way to describe it. People who are not, people who are not a pain in the ass trying to fucking rape, rob, pillage, and plunder Europe while they can. They get fucked over because of these motherfuckers, okay? The European Union has voted to pave the way for stricter deportation rules, expanded detention, and the possible use of return hubs outside the European Union. Not going to happen. It's not going to happen. How many fucking Muslims do you think you can go into some of these no-go zones in these neighborhoods and snatch these fucking guys up and kick them out? How many hundreds of motherfuckers are you going to have to fight? Okay? And right there starts the quote-unquote the uncivil war in Europe. Okay? I'm just saying. The European Parliament take that major step towards far tougher migration regime, approving a new negotiating mandate for legislation designed to speed up the deportation of illegal immigrants and tighten enforcement across the bloc. In a vote on Thursday, the MEPs backed a so-called returns regulation by 389 to 260 with 32 abstentions, clearing the way for the talks with the European Council on the new legal framework governing the removal of illegal immigrants that have no right to remain in the European Union. The result was driven by support of the broad right-wing and center coalition, including European People's Party, the European Conservative and Reformist Party, the Europe of Sovereign Nations Party, and the Patriots of Europe Party, for illustrating how the balance of power on migration is shifting in Brussels. It's too late. You may not like to hear that, but it's too fucking late. Okay? You can tighten up the fucking immigration rules all you want across Europe and even across the UK. But it's not going to matter at this point. Not just for socially, economically, and in the future. It will not matter. because these governments are ready to go to war to displace these motherfuckers, it's not going to happen. Okay? And it's going to be like here in the United States. It's going to be like pissing in the wind, trying to do immigration enforcement under Joe Biden, where they removed 60,000 a year. Wow, 1.2 million needed to be fucking removed. The proportion is so big that it can never work, and you can never get it done. That's why I maintain that this will have to be done violently, and in some cases military action to take back Brussels, to take back Birmingham, to take back Liverpool for the British people. Government has chosen not to react because they are afraid, because they know because they watch the number of fuckers praying in the streets. All right, they know, and this is this sign to the politicians. The number of people that they have praying in the street, the number of robot, brain dead Islamic voters that go into the voting booth and they pull one fucking handle the way they were instructed to by their religious leader. Okay? Really, there is no freedom of thought. And, listen, in a democracy, that doesn't work. If everybody's one retarded clan, there is no democracy. That's just the truth that nobody wants to say. And it sucks. And it sucks around the world, okay? Let's see, where else do we have to land here? Okay. There was that Beyond Muscle. Yeah. New research shows creatine. That's right. Creatine powers the brain. That's right. They're probably giving those brain organoids that were playing Doom, that video game Doom, and survived. I wonder if they fed them creatine. Just asking. Let's see. Creatine is an amazing compound that our bodies make naturally, long used in the gym to peak muscle performance. Now it's profound effects on the brain metabolism, cognitive performance under stress, including helping relieve sleep deprivation, memory, attention, and even mood support. Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. There's other things that are finally breaking through the Rockefeller wall of medicine, and that is ivermectin and fenbendazole. That's right, or bendazole is the human variety. Fenbendazole is the animal variety. I don't really think there's much difference between the two, but fenbendazole is hard on your liver. I will say that from researches. But what they have found is, well, ivermectin and fenbendazole, well, attack cancers. There's also there's a dandelion root. That's right. I think it was a prostate. I don't know if it was prostate or pancreatic cancer. But it was said that new evidence is showing that dandelion roots, that little yellow weed in your yard, has amazing cancer-killing properties. Yeah. So understand. Big pharma is big business, and They don't make much money if they cure you. They don't make money either if there is a cheap drug that works. That's that they can't what do you call that copyright patent. I think is the thing. But understand, okay, understand that you have been lied to about your health. That the doctors that you go visit, in many cases, not in all cases, but in many cases, these doctors have been miseducated. They've been brainwashed. No different than fucking some blue-haired liberal that is all of a sudden going through a fucking sexual crisis because they think they're non-binary freakdom or something. Hell, I don't know. It's bananas. It truly is bananas. Yeah, we pile crazies on top of crazies today. Yeah. Trump cites progress in dealing with more reasonable regime. Yeah. While mulling ground operations to seize uranium. Well, imagine that. Yeah, stupid motherfucker, aren't you, Donald? Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you are, but these fucking clowns that are around you that are having a AI computer game this fucking conflict. Are they also gaming all of the collateral damage that is being done? And are they gaming the fact that you're eating up and destroying your own presidency, your own legacy? Are the computers taking that into effect, Don? Huh? Yeah. Tehran, meanwhile, rejected the latest U.S. excessive ideological demands. Yeah. Crazy, crazy. Borders are iced to assist airports until they are 100% back. TSA pay is coming this week, allegedly. Now, they still haven't passed the SAVE Act, and they still haven't passed much of anything. I think the DHS is still shut down somewhat. But, yeah. So, what they got, ICE had a public relations thing here. But at the same time, ICE is not, the most people in ICE are not out there. They're not out there taking fucking assholes off the street, are they? No. And this is one of the things that I think liberals are counting on. That with ICE in the airports, they're not literally in the streets. Okay. China starts to flex its robot wolves with machine guns and a collective brain. That's right. Imagine having 10 robot dogs with machine guns and rocket launchers and stuff, and all being able to communicate and work together like a hive mind. That's what you're looking at in the near future. Okay. U.S. office to apartment conversions hit a new record as offices and buildings are converted to apartments. 90,300 apartments alone at the beginning of this year were in the process of conversion nationwide because they know they're not going to need it. Because corporations know that they'll be able to run a bazillion-dollar company from an 8x10 room with AI, and that all of the people that were once needed will be replaced by a robot or an algorithm. Sometimes both. Just saying. Yeah, lots of bad stuff happening. It really is. And there is, I'm trying to think of some bright spots. Not sure. Fertilizer. Hey, make sure you get your fertilizer. Prices are going to be going up if you didn't know. Okay. Man, let's just go over here and go down through my favorites. Because we talked about a lot of stuff already. Russia welcomes the arrival of the oil tanker in Cuba amid the oil blockade. Yeah, I just don't. I don't think it's advantageous. But at the same time, listen. Here's the other thing. Okay, here's the other thing. This might sound stupid, but if this starts to become a regular type of a delivery for Russia, okay, expect Ukraine to attack in Cuba, okay. Now there has been rumors of a major false flag coming, okay. I don't know. I don't know if it is going to happen or not. But they're talking 30,000+ people or somewhere in there. In another 9/11 style false flag. For that many people to be killed, literally in one kind of an event, the density of the people to be there would have to be a major city during an event, a major event, and it would have to be a massive explosion to kill 20 to 30,000 people. All right, now this isn't me. This is I've heard this 3 or 4 times now through different rumor mills. Okay, and some of them are coming from what I consider to be Mossad foreshadowing networks, if that makes any sense. Okay, remember, these elite, these motherfuckers, they project what they're going to do. They're basically, they tell some people to get the fuck out of the way, just like they did with the Twin Towers and all of the people that were not there that day. Yeah, I guess you had to be a special religion for that. Well, anyway, it's just something that is brewing, and in all honesty, I'm not going to lie. In all honesty, things are too quiet. Okay, it sounds stupid, but everything is kind of been subdued. That Overton window of normality, of what people think is normal to live in, It used to be, we didn't live in a normal world where we had, a complete war in Ukraine, complete war in Iran, complete war between what? Between Pakistan and Afghanistan. Everybody seems to throw that into the side because, they don't, I think they're just crazy goat herder countries. And, in today's world of nuclear proliferation, a goat herder can end up with a nuclear weapon faster than you can fucking realize. That's just what I'm trying to say. Anyway, also, understand the other stuff that's going on. The food supply chain is starting to break. I don't know why, but now we've had another series of fires that at food manufacturing facilities and chicken farms. Okay. Yeah, strange, but those things are running, seems to run in cycles where you won't, you'll have you'll have a few here and there, but you never have them back to back to back to back, like we did a couple years ago. And then all of a sudden, it's there wasn't any. There was another crisis of some stupid kind, where they Pete what's his name from Indianapolis, Pete Buttigieg. Is that Buttigieg? Is that a Petey? Yeah, when they blew up the train and shit and set it on fire in the fucking Ohio or wherever the fuck it was. A bunch of fucking retarded shit, man. But we literally, our news cycle and our psychology is literally run like that, and it's just run straight at us. Okay. Democrats have come out with a hit list. That's right, a subpoena hit list should Democrats take the House of Representatives. Yeah, it's crazy. If Democrats win the midterms, which many believe is likely, expect them to target moguls, and major corporations for subpoenas. Maybe we can ask the Democrats to prosecute Jeffrey Epstein. Maybe we can command and demand that they you chicken shit motherfuckers. The fucking Republicans won't look into it, and you're not going to look into it either. That means you're both guilty, and that means you both need to be, strung up. Okay? You need to go to prison for your pedo crimes, motherfuckers. I have no problem with that. Sophisticated drone swarm disrupts operation at Barksdale Air Force Base. The Air Force's Global Strike Command Center. Well, really? I guess we consider lucky there wasn't a couple, what would you can even make it, what do you call that? Works bombs, aluminum foil and industrial strength caustic cleaner. Man, you mix that shit together, cause it to burn in a minute. But anyway, the first time a U.S. air base has been temporarily taken out of operation in wartime, a scenario that never even occurred during World War II. Barksdale, the headquarters of the Air Force's Global Strike Command, which is responsible for the nation's nuclear ICBMs and strategic bomber force, said that the base is it's hard to overstate just how alarming it is. Potentially hostile drones were able to operate over critical military installations for days without being shot down, without being taken down, without being anything. Give me a fucking break, okay? It's as I said before. They don't know how soft people are. They don't know what a soft target is, and these people think because we got a gate up, it's an Air Force base, we're good to go. Got a jet on the runway, in case of emergencies, for self-defense purposes, but a jet is not going to take, is not going to have a hard time taking out a small drone. And since you can launch commercial drones with a gas bomb on them, I mean, let's be honest. I'm just saying. Soft people don't understand what kind of soft targets that we are today, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So yeah. What else we got going on here? Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. Bigger isn't better. A case for downsizing the Federal Reserve Bank. Does the Fed banksters need 24,000 1,000 employees. A leaner, more automated institution could reduce costs and improve transparency. No, it won't. It won't. Not until you hang the Rothschild family dynasty. Until you string the motherfuckers up from their neck until they're dead. And that's the biggest banksters in the world. Maybe then, Jamie Dimon. Maybe then these other motherfuckers will start and, how should we say it, have a fair and equal banking system. But don't expect it. Don't expect it, okay? Gamer backlash hits Sony after a PlayStation price hike. Older stuff should get cheaper, not more expensive. So what they're doing is they're taking their older games, and I guess they're rebuilding them somewhat, their game systems, and they're making them cheaper, faster, easier. The chips are, simpler, and guess what? They want to raise the price on them. So, if you want one of the newer ones, you got to pay less. Isn't that crazy? Republicans and Democrat lawmakers on the Hill have blamed each other for the shutdown at the Department of Homeland Security. Now at its longest in history. Well, you remember, the Homeland Security hasn't been around that awful long, okay? And, it was brought together to literally, so all the, so America's intel agencies could coordinate with each other, and there would be a central repository of that data and stuff and information that people could, pass along and organize, and another bureaucratic system, that we need another bureaucratic system to do some more stupid bureaucratic shit. Yeah. I mean, it's all about, it really is all about making government non-responsive, okay? It's about taking government and fucking it up so bad, that people want to replace it. So, Donald Trump has lost his ever loving fucking mind when Donald Trump asked Congress to pass a clean reauthorization of the FISA spy powers. The same fucking spy powers that traitor 40 for Barack Obama, James Comey, John O'Brien, and James Clapper, that they used to spy on the fucking Trump administration. Okay? Trump says, I have spoken to many generals about this, and they consider it a vital tool. Oh, my. Bullshit. Bullshit, bullshit, and more bullshit. Once again, Donald Trump is putting his head up his ass and not thinking clearly. This is the system that they used and weaponized against Trump to spy on his campaign, to attempt to overthrow the 2016 election. And I would say that they used the FISA spy powers to literally overthrow the 2020 election. Because of COVID, because of the mail-in voting, it was all a release thing. The FBI director is to release Eric Swalwell's Fang files. The release of the files should shed light on the scandal that has long shadowed the California lawmaker, who has, let's just say he's trying to become the governor. What a joke. I mean, California itself is a fucking racist joke on America. I mean, they have three white people running sitting at the top of the queue, so to speak, for the governor's um, debate. And what happened? The University of Southern California said, I'm sorry, we can't do that debate. It's all white people. We can't just have white people debate. That's racist. This just shows how fucked in the head California really is. Let's see. The FBI may finally release Saul Walwell's connection to the suspected Chinese spy from his early days. Good old Fang Fang and Bang Bang. Yes. Contentions and the content. The FBI said disputed aspects of the reporting and staffing. The contentions in this story are incorrect. This FBI, being the most transparent in history, what a joke, prepares documents for numerous different reasons, including for the release to different government agencies for further review and information. The scandal dates from 2010. I mean, really, if it really was, the Swalwell was part of her intelligence operation between 2011 and 2015. If he knew, he should go to fucking prison. Okay? He should go to fucking prison if he knew. And if he knew and doing her bidding while sitting in Congress, he should be hung as a fucking spy and a traitor. That's what I feel about it. But that's me. And, you know, I have kind of an extreme view on traitorous, seditious, fucking sons of bitches. Because, well, we are overloaded with them. We can't walk from one place in Congress to the next office without running into some, well, let's just sold out parasite of the system. Okay? According to Axios, which loves Democrats, Fang helped place an intern in Swalwell's congressional office, served as a bundler for his 2014 re-election campaign, reportedly put him in contact with Chinese officials. In 2015, the FBI briefed Swalwell about Fang Fang and her ties to the Chinese government. He reportedly cut ties with her right after that. Swalwell ties, the committee went to the House Ethics Committee for 2 years. They took no action. Committee ultimately took no action in 2023. So, yeah. Anyway, it's amazing the double standard for Democrats and Republicans in Congress. North Sea oil fight escalates as Herr Starmer says, I can't do anything. I can't pump more oil. I can't do this. It's the law. The law is the law. It's the law. Yeah. Listen, industry leaders and opposition figures urging new drilling. That's right. Even climate change crazies are saying, drill, baby, drill. And Starmer's like, well, you know, we put a poison pill in the government and we can't. We fucked ourselves and we handcuffed ourselves and now we can't. So, yeah. Bank of America attack in headquarters in Paris, France, has been attempted bombing at the front door where some Islamists tried to set off a bomb. They said it was tied to the war in the Middle East. Well, which war? I mean, the Israeli war on Hamas, the Israeli war on Hezbollah, the Israeli war on Syria, the Israeli war on Lebanon, the Israeli war on Egypt, the Israeli war on Iran, the Israeli war... Oh, I just asked the question. Don't kill me. Top arms control official refused to confirm that Israel has nukes. Everybody knows that Israel has nuclear weapons. And they have lived outside the non-proliferation treatment, nuclear proliferation agreement treaty. And, the truth is that they are a rogue country because of this belief of their supremacy. I mean, Israel believes that they're fucking, they're like, they're like the God particle or whatever the fuck they want to think they are. I mean, they are fucking crazy, okay? And whether it's supremacist, whether it's Islamist supremacist, or whether it's Jewish supremacist, I mean, they're going to use their bombs sooner or later. Maybe they can use it before Russia and America. That way, Russia and America can well, let's just say, hey guys, we got to retarget. Yeah, true. Meanwhile, George Orwell's 1984 has come full circle and is at home in the UK. The UK's Ofcom to investigate complaints of climate change denialism. Wow, I mean, really? If you deny climate change, if you deny, let's see, anthropogenic global warming, okay? Everybody knows that the climate changes. It has been changing since this big, beautiful ball of molten shit come together. The world has been changing. The weather has been changing. The climates have been changing. But remember, climate change is a psychological construct brought forth by these world empire builders to... You okay, baby? These world empire builders that, well, they're playing the master of the disaster. And any way they can get you to fall under a worldwide government mechanism. Climate change? How about the World Trade Organization? The New World Order has been building plank after plank. The World Health Organization. I mean, the truth is, all three of these are just plain fucking evil Marxist motherfucker agendas, run by a combination of Illuminatists, and Marxists, and communists. In all honesty, and they just, they believe that you're basically you're an ant on their ant farm. Yeah. It's sad and pathetic and as fucked up as it sounds. That's all you are to them, is an ant on an ant farm. And damn you better get down there and dig that dirt and move it up to the top of the anthill. Yeah. So be aware, I guess, is some of the things that I'm saying. All right, of what is actually going on. Water restrictions grow across the southwest United States, as not only has this summer, has the heat kind of kicked in early, that it's like that right now at the beginning of April, the weather conditions and the conditions on the ground are as if they were mid to late June. So if you're going hiking, if you're going out and about in the southwest United States, be aware. You're starting into one of these historical drought periods. It's nothing you can do about it. It's just the way it is. It literally destroyed the largest. These droughts will continue, I think, for decades. So be aware, and I guess I would say think forward about where you're going to live, because well, some places there will be no water. What will happen if, some places are already running out of gasoline. In some countries, they're literally, you go and you get a gallon bucket or a gallon can of it. Okay. Always remember there are idiots. When you have these shortages, there are idiots that come out of the fucking woodwork. Remember years ago there was this gas crisis or whatever it was briefly, and people were running out and saving gasoline, getting gasoline in anything they could get, anything that they could find. There are idiots even putting gasoline in plastic bags that you carry your stuff from the grocery store in, double them up and tie them up at the top, and it's like, oh my God, I know that woman didn't do that. And she did. She put it in the back of her fucking car. Hopefully she wasn't smoking, because the vapors be instant fry ball. Yeah, that's sad. People pumping themselves up, getting, implants and all kinds of injections and all this stuff, Do you know what the new fat is now? Fat from dead people. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm going to inject my butt with a fucking dead people's fat cells so it can look bigger and plumper. Not in this fucking lifetime, let me tell you. I mean, what the fuck is wrong with people? Are they really that fucking crazy? People are actually doing that. Can you believe that? Yeah. Oh, Israeli forces raised flag over a Syrian town in the latest raid. Oh, I'm shocked. I'm surprised. Yeah, remember, it's probably more than likely. Remember, now, understand this, okay? Let's say it like this. Understand that Israel created and then cremated Hamas, okay? Israel created Hamas. It's probably more than likely that Israel in the West has created this HTS Islamic crazies. So Israel could then continue their false flags and continue to take over of half of the Middle East in that region. Okay, it wouldn't surprise me if it's all related. A Secret Service agent assigned to Jill Biden shot himself while he was in the hospital. Some people said he shot himself in the ass. Other people have said it's the leg. Now, was it the upper leg near the ass, or what was it? Thankfully, he didn't shoot half his cock off, and then he'd just be going off half-cocked all the time, and I think he would have to, I think he might lose his Secret Service stuff then. Yeah. Middle schoolers T-shirt, "Let's Go Brandon." Basically, the ad hominem "fuck Joe Biden" expression that is gone. It was banned from his school. That case is going to the U.S. Supreme Court. Okay. Now, I don't know what they will say, but everybody that knows anything knows "Let's Go Brandon" means "fuck Joe Biden." It's the same thing that anybody can consciously and subconsciously do. Okay? See you next Tuesday. Just write that out on a sentence and, put a caps on it and see what people think. All right? I'm just saying. You can't stop what the fucking conversion in some people's brains are going to be. And the trick is to create these things that people have that can be used in public without, without dropping the F-bomb, because everybody is so upset because you dropped an F-bomb. Fuck that. Well, there it is, AI and the new era of AI porn. Debbie Dupes Dallas. Porn legends are cloning themselves with AI to keep raking in the money long after they're gone. Okay? So just think. If Cleopatra had a digital footprint, she might be the only OnlyFans back in the day. Yeah. Meanwhile, there was a big explosion and gray smoke coming from a building in Tel Aviv, which signaled that the next leader of OnlyFans has not been found yet. So keep an eye out for those for the black smoke or the gray smoke to come out of a tower in Tel Aviv, signaling that the OnlyFans leader has been replaced. Yeah, crazies. Hey, I think Rev Radio is just about ready to hit the pike here, and we'll get going because, man, I am telling you, it's a Monday madness, and, well, it is madness what they're doing, and people believe it. That's why I can't believe, people are believing the bold-faced lie because they cannot perceive and conceive the truth. It is literally Voltaire's idiocracy coming true today in this world of 1984. Take care, Revolution Radio. God bless. Good day. Good luck. We'll see you tomorrow, my friends. Over on Revolution Radio. We'll continue here for a minute or two yet here on Rumble and other sites. But, man, I am telling you, that people have lost their ever-lover fucking mind. The psychology, the slippage, maybe that's a good way to describe it, the slippage into the matrix. People are sliding into it and embracing it, and they don't want to leave. We can survive, and we will survive. But yeah, God damn. People fucking injecting their dead fat people cells in them so they can have bigger boobs and bigger asses. Well, I guess that's cannibalism in America. Bill O'Reilly, even Bill O'Reilly had to do a in the street thing about the third world drug infested illegals and San Fran feces. Well, imagine that, Bill. Yes, the major cities in America look like a third world shitholes. People better wake up before they literally lose the country that they were born into. So take care, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow is Two-Fur Tuesday. So have a great day and God bless. Good day and good luck.